Okay, this video is about how to create an assignment and have it graded with a rubric in Moodle. First thing I'm going to do is go to add an activity. I'm going to choose assignment. So I'm just going to call this rubric assignment. And the important parts here, you can choose either to turn online text on or off, use file submissions. I'm going to choose yes for online, and I'm just going to say no for file submissions. And then down here is the important part. Instead of grading method, you can choose rubric. And then I'm going to click on Save and Display. And I'm going to choose Define New Grading Form from scratch. Once I've created a rubric, I can actually use the same rubric over and over as a template. For this one, I'm just going to define a new one. And I'm just going to call this rubric assignment again. Now the first thing I want to do is I just want to get this basic set up. So I'm going to have 4 criteria. And then I'm going to use 4-point scales. And instead of ascending, I'm going to use descending. I'm going to say 4, 3, 2, and then 1. And I'll do that for each one of these. Okay. Now at this point, there's a couple of ways you can go. You can use a rubric that's just been made, which is what I'm going to do, and just cut and paste into here, or you could type all of this out yourself. I'm going to use a rubric that I created just based off some basic characteristics they had from this website, Rubistar. So I'm going to start and look at focus, organization, style, and support. So I'm going to title these. So just this, and then all I'm going to do is just come in here and cut and paste. And as you'll see, it starts to fill in my rubric as I go through this. Okay, so now my rubric is complete. You'll see everything's in here. It's got its name. So when I go down to the bottom, I'm going to look at this and look at these different options. I'm going to disable the rubric description to those. Well, actually, I'm going to leave that. But I'm going to uncheck this display the rubric during the evaluation. I don't want it in the way. As they're working, they can just work and not worry about looking at it. Everything else I'm going to leave checked. Now I can save this as a draft if I need to come back and work on it, but since I cut and pasted, it's good to go. So I'm just going to say save rubric and make it ready. And here's my assignment. Here's my rubric. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go and pull up this class. And here's that assignment. And I'm logged in as a student now. So I can see here's what I'm going to be graded over. Then I can click Add Submission. And then I can type in my text. Okay, so now that's been submitted. I'm going to go back to here. So now I see that I've had one submitted. So when I click on this rubric assignment, this is what I see. Now you'll notice here the minimum possible score for this rubric is 4 points, and it'll be converted to the minimum grading available in the module. Basically what this means for me is that all I have to do is go through and check, and it's going to convert the scale score and grade it for me. So when I click on View Grade All Submissions, I would have all my students. I'm going to click here for grade. And now the easy part is I can read the text here. And then all I have to do is go through and click for the rubric. And then when I save changes, I could add feedback here. When I hit Save Changes, then that grades out. So that score was an 83 out of 100 for that rubric, and that's all I have to do to grade it. If I wanted to use that rubric as a template, I would save the rubric as a draft first, and then I would be able to save it as a template and use it throughout my course over and over and over again. But that way you can grade using a rubric.